I swear to God, this was the worst podcast I've ever agreed to do.
You are welcome.
This is so chaotic. Welcome to this hot take, Money, Money, Money with Jen Sterling.
It's like my bestsellers or my collection. I'm just gonna plant those little seeds.
Make her do it.
No,
So, Jen, you
can I
should
just
send it to
release
Willow.
these new covers first and
Yes.
see how they go?
Yes, you
And
can.
then like
Yes, you
just
can.
one thing at a time.
Yes.
Because if this totally flops and nobody reads it again and it doesn't do anything or everyone reads it and they hate it, or I just am just gonna stop writing. Like,
I mean, even if everybody reads it and they hate it, that's a win. They're going to be talking about it and you're going to get money because they're buying it.
Yeah,
people do,
Willow.
so that's what I say.
Silver lining.
People really do either love the story or they really violently hate this story and they cannot get past it and they cannot get through it, and they and it just is it's one or the other. You love it or you
right
hate
there,
it.
you just sold me. I'm already I'm gonna be picking that up because I'm like, this is intriguing.
Yeah.
I think you would really like it, Stacey, if you haven't read it yet. It's still one of my favorites that I've read. It truly is. And I'm not just saying that because Jen's
I trust her opinion, people, so go read it.
Yeah.
I will say it was very, very, the reason I wrote this book too was I wanted to write, I really try and write like realistic romances. And I wanted to write what it was like to date a guy who gets drafted and then becomes a professional baseball player, and what that is like for the girl, and also what it's like for the guy. Because I know a lot about it. So I wanted to talk about it. And
I like real, like I like that. I don't,
Yeah. And you can tell you're like taking it from your experiences and putting it on the page, because you can feel it through the words. And that's what makes it a great book.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love it.
I will say that somebody recently read The Perfect Game and they wrote like a horrible comment on a thing. Just like, I hate this book. I hate everything about this book. I cannot believe there are 2 more books in this story. What could possibly be left to say, right? This is what this person writes. And I'm just like, okay. And no joke, 4 days later, there's a new comment that's like, this whole series is the worst thing I've ever read. And I was
She
like,
read the rest of it. She couldn't get enough.
She went to read the other 2, still hated it, still hated all the books. But I just found that so interesting that
she had to keep going.
Yeah.
And just think how long that was living rent free in her head that she had to comment. Yeah. So,
and that would make me want to read it more if I read that review. I would be like, well, I gotta go see what this is all about.
Just like when the reviews go, oh my God, 1 star, too much sex. Everybody's like, thank you.
I was like, thank God. Yeah, sorry. I don't ever get those. I don't get those reviews because I'm not a whore like Willow.
I was gonna say, I get them all the time.
I was like,
and I mean that in the nicest way. She's my whore. Don't get all offended, people.
I love the word. I mean, I literally call one of my series werewolf porn, because I'm like, that's accurate marketing. Like, I'm not going to pretend like this is, I wasn't going for the Nobel Peace Prize or anything like that. There are no literary awards coming.
You probably get tons of sales because you call it werewolf porn.
And they're getting exactly what they want. So
exactly.
Who knew?
Well, I think when we crossed Dino-porn, I was just like, we're in it, people. You could pretty much name anything.
There's Dino-porn. We're porning with everything.
That was like, in like 2014,
vegetable porn.
I think I came in right after the Dino-porn. I missed that market. I came in after the fact. Yeah.
It was already saturated. You need to like reignite the fire.
Oh, what about the haunted vagina? That was also,
the haunted vagina. What about, there's a thing where the girl falls in love with a door.
Her door.
You're like the second person to talk about that. Isn't that
I talked about it before?
It's the door. The door is a man.
do with the door after a while. Isn't that? I don't know.
The door.
Like, there's no.
He's in love with her. He's her door. He protects her.
My cat is knocking on the door.
I was like, is the door talking? Like the door. I was like,
knocking at my door.
I was like, I'm going crazy because a door has an opinion right now. He's like really mad at us.
Pauline starts moaning and disappears. We know she's gone the way of the door handle.
It's still going.
She won't stop. She's like,
the timing of that, I'm gonna cry. Oh my god.
All right, any
this is great to end on this. I think we've done, guys.
I was just gonna say any new releases coming up, last minute comments, any book signings that you want to talk about before we head off?
I am just I just want to say, I don't know, like who's kind of like your target audience? Who listens? Is it a lot of other authors or is it readers?
It's a mix of both. A mix of both. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I just think like it's really important for other authors to know that, you know, we're always going to go through phases and we're always, you know, we're not always going to feel great about what we're doing or feeling like what we do matters or that everything that you're trying isn't working. And I will say that for like the last few years, I've just, even though I've continually put out content, I just have felt not bad about it. I love my holiday books. They're so cute and so fun, but you know, they didn't sell. They didn't do at all what I really had hoped they would do. I
loved your covers.
Thank you.
Yes,
they were
I continually fail in the marketing. Just am a continual marketing failure, but I'm figuring it out.
Yeah. Have you thought about doing like
special editions or
special edition?
Okay.
I literally was gonna say a red edge, but just have been gorgeous on that cover.
I swear to God, this was the worst podcast I've ever agreed to do.
You are welcome.
So chaotic.
At least you'll remember us. Like the worst. Oh yeah, I got that one down.
That's a soundbite. I'm totally gonna post that soundbite.
Great.
Worst podcast ever. Thank you.
But I want people to know. I'm trying to be inspiring. I want people to know that like I took a year off of writing. I didn't write it all last year because I was so burnt out on romance. I couldn't read it. I couldn't write it. I hated everything about it. I was like, all of these books are so stupid. Everything I've ever written is so dumb. Everything everyone writes is dumb. I hated everything. I was just so uninterested in romance. And I was like, God, I'm never going to have another idea. I'm never going to want to write again because I hate this. And then, of course, out of nowhere, I got this idea and I'm in the middle of writing right now. I'm writing small town romance that centers around three brothers. I am probably 3/4 of the way done with the first book, and I'm obsessed with these boys and obsessed with this story. And I am like, I love writing romance. It's just so
exciting. Yes. And cheers to that one. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers.
But you know what? I love it. I love it more if it's sold.
Everybody buy Jen's books.
But that's the fucking truth. Like, that's the truth. I think that I feel like our peers try so hard to always appear that everything is so great and they're always reaching some new milestone and having some insane level of success and everyone's making over $1 million. And so I just don't feel like that's true, first of all.
Well, it's not.
It's not. Yeah.
But I feel like people don't talk about that. And I feel like all it does is make everybody else feel like they're doing something wrong. And I hate that narrative.
Also, there are people who call themselves 7-figure authors when they're not. And they say they make a certain amount, but they're actually spending so much that it's nowhere near that.
Liars. I hate liars.
I think sometimes they also don't think critically about what they're saying and the impact of it. Like they're just so excited. Yeah. And a lot of times they don't even, until taxes come, they also may be under an impression. And a lot of times people are very early in the career. They don't have a background in this. They believe something to be true and therefore they say something. And then when push comes to shove and the bottom dollar comes out,
So then it's
it
not
wasn't
ill
that.
intent.
Exactly.
It's not always ill
I
intent.
believe that. Yeah. I like to believe that it's not malicious. It's not ill intent. It's not ego.
Yeah.
It's just a excitement to celebrate and
and
not
a lot of
understanding.
image. I think we understand we
Yes.
run on an image society. Like there's a lot of things out there that it's all about what it looks like and not the truth of it underneath. I lived too long in Hollywood not to see how many horrible
same.
people put themselves out there as these great people, especially actors, and they were horrible people,
Are
And
you
so
from
it's
Southern
all
California?
I'm from actually San Francisco area, but I lived in LA for a long time. So
Okay.
San Diego.
Where are you from?
So yeah,
I'm from Southern California, but I worked in the entertainment industry my whole life before I started writing.
yeah. Well, I was there way too long. I needed to get out. It sucked my soul out of me. But I just
loved it.
But I just find that we're a lot of image based. So I think people like to say stuff to hear that they are this, like dress for the job you want kind of thing. But that also makes then a lot of people feel like shit because we're like, I'm not that. I'm not that. Why are they getting that? And
what am I doing wrong?
Getting that. Yeah.
And then there
What
are
am I
these
doing
silent
wrong?
killers that are doing wonderful.
Yes,
And nobody even knows. Nobody
You never
hears
even
about
heard
them.
of them.
Yeah. And they're like,
because they're doing
you
it
look at
in
the
their own
reviews and they
path.
have like 50,000 reviews on something. You're like, I've never heard of this person. How do they have 50,000 reviews on something? Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I love that. For those people, I love that. I also fucking want that. Like, I want that. I feel like I've gotten to the point in my career and just being comfortable to not feel bad about saying, for me, success equals financial success. And I want it. Like, I really like the money I made with The Perfect Game. And then I never made that again. But thank God I saved so much of it, right? For these down years, because you just kind of never know what you're going to get. But I want to make money. I want to feel financially secure, that I could take care of my son, that I can, that I could take care of myself. I want a lot of fucking money, and I don't feel bad about saying it. I just don't
you shouldn't feel bad because your readers want you to
make
keep
it
writing
happen without special auditions.
I think as creative people, we're told a lot of times that money shouldn't be involved with, they always get creative always equals
starving artist.
Yeah. And I'm like, why shouldn't we also be okay with going, no, we want money here. This is my job. I want to be financially stable, just like everybody else does out there,
and you should be compensated for your art. You should be.
We should be. And we should want the money. And it shouldn't be a bad thing to want them. We want the protection. We want the security. If we don't have that financial strain, then our creativity works better. So it's not a bad thing to say, my version of success.
I'm not manipulating people to read my books more so I get more money. It's like this greedy thing. I'm like, no, it's just so we feel secure so we can keep writing and keep putting out books that, you guys want to read. So it's just,
Absolutely.
I'm going to continue putting out books that people clearly don't want to read.
Okay. I think you have that market. I think.
If you have questions for Jay Sterling, please drop them below. Remember to make sure to subscribe, all that good stuff. Share this with somebody you love, or if you hated it, share it with someone you hate and tell them there's a giveaway or something like that.
Just share.
We're not too proud to beg.
Not at all. Not at all. Thank you for coming on, Jen. It has been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me, ladies.
Cheers to all of those special editions that are coming up for you.
Oh my God. Never coming on this podcast again.